Innovation, Tony, is something that is in everybody's mind, and we get a lot of requests from company on what would be the best innovation model for them, how to go about it. In a way, transformation and innovation intersect.
Yes.
Because one could be leading to the other. So one question we get all the time is it better to have an innovation team, an innovation organization centralized, and they drive innovation across the entire spectrum of the business? Or should we have innovation ideally embedded in every person, and part of his her daily job is to also drive innovation? Shall we share a few thoughts on what we wrote in the book on this?
Certainly. Just for context, we talk about the 4 stages of maturity in the book, and then the final stage is really all about how you, as an operations organization, are playing a leadership role. You're starting to actually drive change in the rest of the company or the rest of the organization. And so that then becomes a question of, what's the best way to organize, to your point about it. So from a book standpoint, we mentioned several approaches and models. So there is no doubt at all that certain types of innovations, such as disruptive innovation, really you need to have like a centralized organization that does that. If we go back to the original Google model, which many people know, the 70-20-10, where 70% is the day-to-day, the 20% is the continuous improvement, and 10% is disruptive innovation. The disruptive innovation, which is X or Google X previously, is centralized because the resources that you need for really high stakes, high risk, high return activities is very different than project management type of innovation. And so you kind of centralize that and put it separately. But in our analysis and in our research, Filippo, what we figured out is that very quickly you have to then complement that with innovation becoming part of the DNA of the entire company, because what happens is you can't just have a team that is on the fringes of the organization that's thinking of cool ideas, and then the rest of the organization's like, they don't really belong here. They do all that stuff in Silicon Valley, and none of it applies to us. And that's eventually what leads to the innovation valley of death, which is most of the stuff doesn't get reapplied. And so innovation's got to become part of the DNA of the entire company. And that's where we kind of talked about different ways in which we do that, including intrapreneurship, which is the ability to have everybody act like an entrepreneur inside the company. And also, obviously, reward systems and other planning processes where those disruptive ideas become embedded. Now, the other thought I had, Filippo, was that when many people talk about innovation, they're really talking about big disruptive innovation. But as you and I know, innovation needs to apply to operations. It needs to apply to daily management. It applies to everything. And so I think it might be a good idea if we hear from you on how you found ways to embed innovation into every corner of the organization.
You make me think that this is one of the key traits of the Procter & Gamble strategies and culture. The idea that innovation is 360 degrees. It's not just product innovation in our consumer offering of products, but it truly permeates everything we do in the business. So as you say, it could be in the organization, it could be in small initiatives and big initiatives. So rewarding people for innovation is truly, truly critical, and feeling that it is our job to drive change on whatever we touch.
Yes.
It could be a process. It could be, a betterment of the organization model. There is nothing is too small or too big to improve, to
change.
constantly drive change for the better and innovate. So that's to your point. There is a couple of stages. One is, if you are completely new to any um, embedding innovation in the organization, probably having a centralized team for a while it could give an impulse, it could give a quick start. But then, as you indicated, sooner rather than later, making it everyone's responsibility frankly is motivating for people, makes people better, they grow better, faster, and at the same time, the results are exponentially better.